So this is our last week investigating the precepts, the guidelines the Buddha laid out for folks to get along with one another and for living well, living without regret on planet Earth. These guidelines are a support to growing our hearts, to awakening them from the sleep of our delusion and self-preoccupation, you could say. They're intended to be held in mind every day, turned over more like a Zen koan, like an unanswerable question that gets the mind to think differently about its usual habits or from its usual habits. They invite us to notice our actions and their results, their impact on us, on others, and the natural world. All of the Buddha's teachings are about developing the heart-mind, the citta. They're about living in accord with non-harm and goodwill. Everyday life is actually a great practice arena for us. It throws us a lot of curveballs, puts us in the thick of the most uncomfortable situations, and hopefully we learn to navigate them. And navigate them with care and with wise attention. After all, we are the heirs of our karmas. We are the owners of our actions, for better and for worse. We are what we say, do, and think. And for all of us, that's a mixed bag. Each precept is a training that grows and refines the heart-mind to be ever more skillful in particular ways, because the heart, it needs to be trained in a lot of different ways, trained in kindness and in compassion and gladness, appreciation, contentment, equanimity. Like there's so many places where the heart, where we want to grow the heart. And most of the time, the heart knows if we've been skillful or not. We know if we pause long enough to notice and feel. In fact, I'd say that's the hard part, noticing and feeling. But it's worth it. It's worth it. The more skillful we are, the less we regret our actions in body, speech, and mind, and the more at ease we'll feel in our skin. Each precept encourages us to notice and caringly attend to the moments, the situations, the places where we commonly get into trouble. In fact, each precept was created by the Buddha in response to monastics behaving badly, acting unskillfully. Monastic or not, these are problematic tendencies for all of us humans, all of us. So rest assured, you're in good company. We're not alone, we're not defective. Rather, we are simply human, complete with skillful and unskillful habits. And as Bill said on Monday, we humans are also not far from the animal kingdom. Knowing this can be really helpful because it can remove some of the unnecessary judgment we lay on ourselves and others for unskillful actions. We will inevitably step in it, put our foot in our mouths, say or do something careless. Our task as humans is not to be perfect, but to do our best to not give in to unskillful impulses and to develop skillful ones. That means we have to look, to notice what we are doing and check in on our intention, what motivates our actions. And because we're not striving for perfection, they require that we be forgiving about our human faults, our missteps, and unskillfulness. Actually, we learn by stepping in it, by making mistakes. If we let ourselves, if we can bear to look at how we relate to a situation or a person. These precepts are about how we relate to what is happening. So let's honor and appreciate the learning that comes from all of our mistakes and missteps. Each of these precepts identifies actions that we are encouraged to take We learn to restrain unskillful actions, and we learn to cultivate skillful ones. Each can be articulated from the point of view of what impulses need to be restrained and what ones need to be developed. This too can be quite helpful because sometimes I need the firm hand of kindness that explicitly tells me what not to do. And sometimes, often, I think, we need the soft hand of kindness telling us what qualities to bring forward. So let's just review the 5 precepts. The first precept encourages restraint from killing, from harming, and from hurting other living beings. No one wants to be on the receiving end of harm. At the same time, it also asks us to bring forward compassion to protect the safety and well-being of people, animals, and the natural world. The second precept, it encourages restraint from stealing. No one wants their possessions taken. At the same time, this precept also asks us to bring forth loving kindness and generosity, to share the wealth. The third precept encourages restraint from sexual and bodily misconduct. No one wants their personal boundaries to be violated. At the same time, this precept also asks us to care for, to respect, and protect the safety, the dignity, and the well-being of all other living beings. The fourth precept encourages restraint around unskillful speech and unmindful listening. No one wants to be yelled at, ignored, or not listened to. So this precept is also asking us to be more attuned interpersonally, to cultivate kind speech and deep listening. The fifth precept encourages restraint from the habit of excessive and unnecessary consumption. Everyone wants to have enough resources to survive and thrive. Everyone. So this precept invites us to bring caring consideration and the spirit of generosity to what and how much we buy, eat, drink, and mentally consume. They're practical, these precepts. And they're also based on the awareness of our radical interconnectedness. We do not live alone here. We all live together on planet Earth. And what we do affects others and the environment. To others as to myself as to others. This is the motto the Buddha encourages us to live by. How we treat ourselves will impact how we treat others. The care and consideration we offer ourselves has implications for how we care for and consider others. Our gain is often at the expense of someone else's loss. Our skillfulness is a boon for us, for the development of our heart, and ultimately a boon for everyone else, all that we encounter. The beauty of these teachings is that we have permission to learn, permission to make mistakes. We are not imprisoned by our bad habits, not if we let them be our teachers, not if we meet ourselves where we are, in our perfectly perfect imperfection, and let ourselves learn. This life did not come with an operating manual. We're learning on the job. And this is what the Buddha recommended. Pay attention and learn on the job. He suggested that we grow our hearts by investigating our skillful and unskillful actions, not by judging ourselves. By investigating, we can evaluate for ourselves, ehipassiko, the kind of impact our actions have on us, others, and the environment. Cause and effect. Evaluate cause and effect. By doing so, we can come to see for ourselves the results of our actions. See how it lands and feels inside, before, during, and after we've said or done something. Take note. This is how we learn. When we are skillful, not always, but generally speaking, it feels good. It generally brings forth joy and ease and leaves a residue of blamelessness, of having no regret. Even if being skillful means setting a limit with someone who may be upset with us afterwards. Parents often have to set limits for the welfare of their children, and they have to rest their hearts on their intention, not on the child's upset with us. We learn to feel inside our hearts and assess our skillfulness. Having no regret is actually a good measuring stick. Here, our task is to notice, to appreciate, and enjoy the ease of heart that comes from skillful actions. And when we're unskillful, not always, but generally speaking, it doesn't feel so good. We worry, we regret, we fret about things that weigh on our hearts and our minds. But in reflecting on these unskillful actions, seeing cause and effect, we can begin to consider other options for the future. We can begin to notice when an apology is in order. This takes honesty and courage. But here, our task then is to notice our unskillfulness and make the necessary course corrections to do it a little differently the next time. And then pay attention to the result and what it feels like. Now we can surely rest our heart on our intention to not repeat the same unskillfulness. So as we continue to grow our hearts, let's caringly attend to how we interact with ourselves and the rest of the world. Let's notice our skillful and unskillful ways, feel their impact, and learn from them. Let's keep steering the boat in the direction of less suffering and more ease of well-being. Inside, we know how it feels. We can do this. It's for our welfare and for the welfare of all we encounter. We can do this. Thank you for your kind attention. All right, everyone. Now, with kind eyes, turn the attention, locate your body, see how it feels in there. Let's open it up. Let's make some breathing room. Nice full inhalations, nice full exhalations. Where does your body carry tension? And give that area a little extra loving. And begin to or keep feeling into a comfortable, settled posture. And if it's supportive to close the eyes, by all means do so and turn the attention squarely inside and feel how this body is breathing. Opening up the interior on the inhalation, softening and settling around the exterior on the exhalation. And see if you can let go of any busyness in the mind, letting it be like clouds in the sky. And meanwhile, there is this sitting here in a body breathing and enjoying the experience of the body breathing. Keep getting out of the way and letting the organism unbind and unwind from thoughts and tension and stress. Allow the organism to do what it can do to unwind itself, just for now. caring attention. And then the last few minutes of the meditation, open the aperture of attention and sense all of us sitting here with you and you sitting here with us. And then drop in appreciation and gratitude for each of us, for our presence alone and together. Each of us making room to be with what is and holding space for us. Such a beautiful gift.